Welcome back, and glad as always to have you with us, this time on Tuesday the 25th. This time covering last night's McGoffin County Board of Education meeting, last night's Johnson County Board of Education meeting. A man cited with his illegal weapon, as it was referred to, seized after game was retrieved from his freezer. We'll have that information and possibly some other headlines and news and a weather forecast, which is still focusing on an approaching cold front Thursday, which is the day after tomorrow, which is another beautiful day in the neighborhood. So we'll talk about that and some changes to your forecast after Thursday as well. And a lot of other news and information to get out there to you tonight. The Kentucky State Police is right now investigating a robbery in Belfry. In the early morning hours of Saturday, over the course of the weekend, the 7-Eleven in Belfry was robbed. After troopers arrived at the scene, they found out that two unknown males at this time came into the business and approached the clerk. One threw hot coffee in the clerk's face and then made off with an undisclosed amount of cash from the register. They fled the station on foot. They were described as wearing sweatshirts, blue jeans, and ball caps. And the state police is asking for any information related to this most recent robbery in eastern Kentucky. Once again, at the Belfry 7-Eleven in Pike County on Saturday over the course of the weekend. A lot of local headlines and two meetings to pass along to you in just a few moments, and some interesting items covered in both. First off, however, a man has been cited per a police citation by a Department of Fish and Wildlife officer, and his weapon, referred to as being illegal of sorts in the police citation, seized, as well as game retrieved from his freezer. This all per a police citation by Officer Griffey with the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, after just earlier today he came upon a vehicle parked across from Route 7 and noticed something unusual or suspicious about the activity that was going on. Fish and Wildlife Officer Griffey cited a Wesley Prater, 27, of gun lock on several charges: 2 counts of trapping without a license or permit, 3 counts of illegal take of a deer or turkey, bag limits on wildlife, hunting with an improperly plugged shotgun, and hunting without a hunter's education course competition card, the orange card that you're required to have. In Griffey's citation, he cites that sometime this morning, with the arrest time given at 8:40 a.m., so sometime prior to that he observed Prater and his brother in what appeared to be, as they appeared to be parked across the road on Route 7 overlooking a bottom field. He says once getting closer to the two that they sped off in the truck, and when the officer finally caught up with him, he saw the driver was wearing camouflage, and he had turned onto a road, then turned to cut onto a brushy loop, and it was at that time that he was able to perform a stop on the vehicle. And upon walking up to the truck and approaching the vehicle, he saw blood and fine turkey feathers in the back of the pickup truck in the bed. And when he asked who killed the turkey, Prater said that indeed he had one this morning, and it was at his house on Brushy Loop. The officer and the two individuals then went to that residence to look at the turkey because he didn't have his license or tags in his possession. Once they arrived at the house, he says, that being the officer in his citation, that Prater walked to the garage and got a whole gobbler out of the freezer. When he requested to look in the freezer, the officer says he got a second male turkey out. He also stated that he killed them both this morning. The officer states that Prater was unable to produce his license, tags, or his hunter's education card, and that when he checked the shotgun that he stated he was using, that he immediately noticed that you could put more than 2 shells in the magazine. The officer then seized the Remington 870 and cited Prater on the before-mentioned charges and gave him a court date on those charges. So far, from what I can tell, the brother was not cited in this incident. I'll be right back with the rest of our headlines beginning in just a few seconds. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. During last night's McGoffin County Board of Education, several discussions, a few of which included the upcoming school year calendar, which was approved after a narrow vote amongst teachers, only 2 votes separating a couple of proposed calendars. A special recognition began the meeting. Also, discussion and approval of introducing archery to middle and high school students, just to name a few of the items discussed in tonight's report. First up, a very special recognition, the ones that we like to see, as does the superintendent and school board, recognizing last night officially Jennifer Puckett, who, through the Magoffin County Learning Center, made a great choice, and with her dedication, she has earned her GED, and she is on to college with that certificate after a lot of hard work and well-deserved recognition last night. Going on to other business, attendance rates. Director of Pupil Personnel Terry Watson says that there is a bit of a decline in the percentage rate district-wide this year compared to last, year-to-date that is. Illness being a big factor in that, with Watson and the board all hopeful that the attendance rates will rebound and increase as testing quickly approaches. Right now the district's standing at about 90.68%. And trying to target better attendance, they discussed tying attendance with school activities and other means of getting kids in their classrooms.
You know, we're going to have to talk about holding people accountable. Now, and I'm not talking about when you come with a doctor's excuse. I know there's kids going to be sick, and we've had a lot of kids sick. You need to work with those people. But these students are just over and over and continuously repeating these absences, grading period after grading period. There should be some accountability there, and that's where I think we need to start.
One of the things that some districts do is that one of the things I've heard is like with prom, is if a student has below 90% attendance, they don't go. And there's some districts that if you don't have 90% attendance, you don't walk across the stage on graduation night. So, and some of those, I mean, I don't know. It sound a little bit harsh to me as far as the graduation issue and so on. But really, when you start, when that attendance impacts the grades more so, you start getting into scholarships, you start getting into that KEYS money. Those are where, to me, your big motivators. I know my son, when he started college, that KEYS money was very important for us. It gave us the opportunity to you know, afford UK and where would not have been able to. You know, that, I think that could have a big impact on it.
Moving on down the agenda, they approved a new company who had a low bid for student insurance provided by the school system that covers students who are injured at school or during school activities or sports. That insurance is not something that all school districts have, but something that does pick up any coverage above and beyond any primary coverage that a student or their family may have. And with this school year quickly winding down, they're already, of course, working towards next year, and by a narrow vote of 113 to 111, teachers have chosen the following school calendar for next year.
Calendar 4 basically has a start date of August the 9th for students. Officially, it's August the 2nd, but that's kicking in our PD. The students don't come until August 9th. You have the traditional days off in September, the 1st and 4th, which is around Labor Day. October, there's a October or fall break. It's 3 days. There's a built-in professional development day on the 5th. But the students, of course, would be off 3 days there, a Thursday, Friday, and a Monday. So basically a 5-day break for them with the weekend. There's no election in November this year, so there's no election break there, but the Thanksgiving break is the traditional 3 days that we always do. Christmas break, the last day for students would be December the 15th, and they would come back on Tuesday the 2nd.
And some other highlights: spring break, the first week in April. May 9th would be the set last day of school for the next year. And of course, all of that is weather and other factors depending. From there, the board voted to bid out vendors in diesel fuel, soft drinks, office supplies, maintenance, and building supplies. They approved an 8th grade trip to Kings Island, 155 kids roughly, spreading it out over 2 days due to some logistical issues, May the 15th and 17th. And then discussion of bringing archery to the Magoffin County school system via a Unite Archery grant, a start-up grant to introduce archery to the middle school and high school students.
Which, they've got a specific type of bow that they use. I think it's a Jennings. It's only got like a 20-pound pull, so it's not like you're shooting at a velocity of 300 and some feet per second. And they're a safe bow. They're an inexpensive bow. So I think the grant was around $1,000, and with that, you can get like the curtain to protect your gym or your facility, targets, and a few of the bows with that. The idea is that you involve these students that don't play basketball, don't play football or something. We've got a lot of kids that like to hunt. They like to do the outdoor stuff, and bow season don't last all year. It's an opportunity for these kids to have some fun practicing with their bows, to compete practicing with their bows, and so on. I like the idea of it because I think it gets more kids involved that normally wouldn't be involved.
The archery grant received unanimous approval. It's one of many things that Unite does on that front. They also have a Hooked on Fishing and Not Drugs program as well. A couple of other dates to put out there for you real quickly before we wrap up this coverage. A spring band concert is going to be held this Thursday at 7 at the high school, and the baccalaureate will be held on May the 7th at 4 o'clock at the Sagersville First Baptist Church. Last night's Johnson County Board of Education meeting was relatively brief. Several items included the approval of some school trips, standard end of the year business, if you will, approval of some projects, an announcement, mind you, that came from the superintendent and chairman that this Thursday, our Commissioner of Education, Mr. Pruitt, will be at the Mountain Arts Center for a town hall meeting. This is an open forum meeting. He'll be meeting with superintendents about an hour before at 5:30 with the town hall meeting beginning at 6:30, once again at the MAC. He'll be discussing Senate Bill 1, testing, and a lot of other current issues facing our schools. The last of the meeting, the majority of the meeting, spent recognizing a Johnson Central High School student, a student athlete, mind you, who is well known to anyone in the area, and last night received yet another award to add to his high school resume.
We're honored to have Jordan Bland selected as Dr. Rudy Ellis, sports medicine, male athlete in Kentucky this year. Essentially, this group looks across the state at every high school, every class, every size, across all sports, and selects one individual each year as the all-around male athlete in the state of Kentucky this year. Of course, Bland is a multi-sport athlete for us, football, baseball, wrestling. He's got numerous regional state titles in the various disciplines, and that is one heck of an honor.
Jordan has been a tremendous three-sport athlete for us at John Central, as well as excellent ACT scores, and again, it would be hard to find just a better all-around young man in character or moral issues and those type of things than Jordan Bland. He has won many things here. Again, he will accept the Rudy J. Ellis Sports Medicine Center Male Athlete of the Year Award in Louisville on June 1st at the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame. Again, he excels at three sports: football, wrestling, and baseball. Again, he has 2 state championships in wrestling. He was the 15th Region Baseball Player of the Year last year. He's been 3-time Ashland Daily Independent All-Area player. I think he made one third-team All-State this year. He was a Class 4A Player of the Year in football. He is a Mr. Baseball candidate here this year. He has chosen to accept the scholarship to Marshall University as a baseball player beginning here in the fall. He has got a lot of accomplishments, and they're all well deserved because he has worked extremely hard for each one of those.
Jordan,
Congratulations, we're glad to have you here, Sam. As I said a while ago, as many of the accomplished athletic year ones, you're even a better young man than all that. I'm proud to stand here beside him and say that he is an outstanding young man, and I'm sure his parents are more than excited for him, the many accomplishments he's had and the many opportunities he has. He goes forward to his baseball career over at Marshall. We may see him playing on the big league schedule here one of these days. So, Jordan, would you like to say anything, or?
I just like to thank the whole Johnson County community, especially you guys. You guys have always supported the sports I played, the sports team I play, and my coaches and teammates have been great for me my whole high school career. And I just can't thank you guys enough for the support.
There's probably not been a better leader, you look in football or wrestling or baseball, than this young man here, also as a leader for his team in each one of those categories, one of those team sports.
Thank you.
That's all right. That's all right. We know something. Again, we just like to honor you and wish you the very best as you go forward in your career here. Thank you.
Jordan, I believe, is only the second Johnson Central High School to receive this statewide award. We'll be right back with the rest of the program in just a message or two. Going on to tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, I've got a phone number now for that lost English red tick in the Rock House area, 3670464. The dog is wearing a collar, but the collar doesn't have a name. So if you can help them, any information greatly appreciated. 3670464, the number to call. And the dates, once again, were changed. Senior Day was today, and the regular day of distribution for the Water into Wine Food Pantry over on Route 30 at the Lakefront Church of God tomorrow, normal time, but tomorrow for their next distribution for the month of April. Going on to other announcements, Skywarn Weather Spotter Training is coming to McGoffin County this Thursday for 2 hours that evening, 6 to 8, down in the fiscal courtroom at the courthouse. The National Weather Service will be there, and they will be giving this free class training you how to identify and report significant weather events that have an impact on the safety of our community and area. Damaging winds, heavy rain, tornadoes, ice, snow, we get all of that. And you can become a Skywarn weather spotter with this free course Thursday night. Spring Revival Evangelism, preaching the cross and Christ crucified. Friday evening at 7, Saturday at 6, this Sunday at 10 and 11. And they will have pastors from the Five Guys and a Bible broadcast throughout. And this is your invitation to join them at the Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church on Pleasant Hill on 460, headed out of Sagersville. And don't forget about the T-shirt design contest at the Farmers Market at the Extension office as well. Kids, any elementary student, design a T-shirt, a design for a T-shirt to go on the Farmers Market Association T-shirts. And if yours is picked, well, you get your design put on a T-shirt, which is cool, but you also get a $25 prize. So you have to have it submitted by May the 19th, 349-3216, moms, dads, kids, if you have any questions. And Knickerbockers at Mount Sinai Church of God, May the 5th and 6th. If you have any questions, 349-2835. And if you have any announcements, birthdays and anniversaries too. Oh, I've got a birthday wish, so let me get to that in just a second before I go any further. Real quickly, if you do have them, I don't forget them very often, here's how you get them on the show. Mail, email, Facebook, phone, fax, drop them off. And remember, you can always catch our show at a later time, usually the following day if all goes right, on our YouTube channel at Your News Today by Ritt Mortimer, or on our website as simple as yournewstoday.com. And I was wrong. It's not a birthday wish. It's a happy anniversary that I almost let by. A happy second anniversary to Ronnie and Ella Love from a whole lot of family and friends. May God bless you with many, many more. To Ronnie and Ella Love, happy second anniversary. And it actually says 2 with an ST. So there might be a number left out of that, or that should have been an ND. I'm not sure, but I know it's their anniversary, so wish them well. Ronnie and Ella Love. Yeah, so I had the picture over the birthday caption. I know I did turn the birthday background music down, and it is say happy 2 with an ST after anniversary. So I'm not real sure, but regardless, is a whole lot of folks wanted to wish them well on their special day. So we got that right at least. Nevertheless, once again, here's how you get announcements on the program, and here are tonight's funeral services brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. with just one reminder that services will start at 11 o'clock in the morning at the Sagersville Funeral Home in honor of 80-year-old Columbus Ray Howard of Bear Branch, survived by brothers Cleve and Farley Howard and his companion Teresa Lynn Holbrook. Visitation the rest of this evening. Services once again tomorrow morning starting at 11. I've got just a little bit of baseball and softball information to pass along. I'll get to that in just a second. Right now, the Clouds have been relentless for the most part, and they've held on a lot stronger in eastern Kentucky and southeastern Kentucky than they have in other parts of the state. And it's kind of looked like rain, but there's absolutely nothing on the radar to speak of. It's just partly cloudy skies tonight, a little patchy fog after, say, 1 a.m. or so, and a low of around 49 degrees. This follows right now, if you're catching the end of the early show, 76 here at the studio and holding a nice, albeit cloudy, end to your Tuesday. Tomorrow we will make it back up into the 80s. That fog will linger a bit in the morning on your Wednesday, maybe till 9 or so. Otherwise, just sunny and 86 and mostly clear across the board tomorrow night as well. Getting into your Thursday, we've got a cold front coming. There is a chance for some severe thunderstorms out of this right now. And tomorrow, of course, we'll know much, much more and can give you more finite information. But for Thursday right now, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after 9 a.m. Clouds will be on the increase, and we'll see around 79 degrees or so. Winds coming out of the south at 7 to 17 miles per hour. 40% chance of showers early. It kind of wanes down to about 30% by Thursday night. So while it's not a big number there, we are going to watch this one as this cold front could produce certainly some showers and maybe some severe thunderstorms. I'll tell you more about that on tomorrow's program. Friday, about a 20% chance of showers in the afternoon, 3 or 4 or so, but otherwise mostly sunny and a high of 82. Now that 20% chance of showers increases by Friday night to a likelihood 60 or 70% right now, and maybe even some thunderstorms, and that will be during the overnight and into your Saturday possibly, while Saturday will start off with about a 30% chance of those showers left. 85 for the first half of your weekend, 64 for the nighttime lows. By Saturday night, we should just see partly cloudy and calm, and that's 64 degrees. As for your Sunday, we'll factor in another 30% chance of showers early, and that will increase to 60 by late Sunday night. And actually, showers and thunderstorms are going to be quite likely for the end of your Sunday, I do think. We'll start off next week after that front that gives us those Sunday showers, possibly on a bit of a cooler note in the 70s and partly cloudy on your Monday. Well, that's going to wrap it up tonight with the exception of this. The Hornets are hosting Sheldon Clark tonight in a district matchup. First pitch was at 6. I'm off to get you some highlights and have them on tomorrow's program. Now, the girls are on the road tonight. They lost to Pikeville. That's top seeded in the 15th region and 16-3 on the season. Pikeville last night, 1-11 in 5 innings. The Lady Hornets are traveling to Johnson Central tonight. First pitch was at 6. The Lady Hornets will be home this Monday, their next home game as of right now, hosting Wolfe County. But the boys once again taking on Sheldon Clark here at home tonight. One of many stories that you'll find on tomorrow night's program. Thank you for watching and have a good night.